Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. And this is John Unfiltered Stories. And guys, in today's video, we dive into a deep conversation that has been exploding across the social media. And this is one that it is raising eyebrows and sparkling debates as it is exposing many tensions that many people didn't realize were simmering beneath the surface. And guys, this is the case of Somali communities in America facing a growing deportation crisis, and a new controversy is emerging online. And the question that the Somalis are asking is, why is the black community silent when this is happening to them? And guys, isn't about blaming, dividing, or attacking. It is about understanding the dynamics, the history, the misinformation, and the cultural disconnects that is fueling this movement. And guys, we are looking at viral videos, the heated threads, and community reactions, and comfortable truths behind these trends. And guys, if you care about unity, justice, and conversations that matters, stay tuned because these stories goes deeper beyond the headlines. And guys, I am your host, Jones and Filter Stories. Please, if you want to subscribe, consider subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified every time I upload an exciting video. So stay tuned. Let's watch this video, guys, together.
Are you black? I said, I'm not black side. I don't accept that term.
Somalis are not black. There's a difference between African and black.
Remember the difference between us and everybody else. Our hair. We have African hair. African people have African hair. But as you can see, the same thing in both places. Hair discrimination in both places. You know, wherever we was native to, they made us unnative. The first thing they use as an excuse is why y'all the minority. Because you been killing us off and running us out of our land. We will always be the minority when it's more smooth-haired people than people with African hair. Huh? The Somali got smooth hair. The Ethiopian has smooth hair. The Egyptian has smooth hair. The Arab has smooth hair. The Asian has smooth hair. The European has smooth hair. The Neanderthal has smooth hair. The Denisovan has smooth hair. The Neanderthal, the caveman, the Cro-Magnon man has the smooth hair trait. What we not understanding? None of them have African hair. African people produce African hair. That's just point blank. And if you do see a dark-skinned person with smooth hair, he's not African. We do not produce smooth hair. We don't produce smooth hair. That's why in every land, every country, the people are separated solely by hair. And sometimes by hair and nose. And then in other cases, you may have hair, nose, and skin. You see what I'm saying? Hair, nose.
Be served afterwards. At the end of the day, people should not get offended when people call you out too for your bullshit. So this conversation that we're currently having right now is not correlated to that space. And at the end of the day, it's true. At the end of the day, African Americans, majority of the men are criminals, such as the guy here who's been in jail 3 times. I don't know where he went, but anyways, go on. I'll let you speak. I'll talk when it's my turn.
Work.
Or what? If you want to just make other people laugh, but you were saying some really racist stuff. That's all I wanted to say.
Yes, I'm a reformed racist if you read my bio.
Really assume that everybody that's around you is not telling the truth, you're going to have a very difficult time interacting with them. So we evolved the default to truth, right? Malcolm Gladwell talks about it in his book, Talking to Strangers. So basically, it takes more evidence to believe that somebody is lying than to believe that someone is telling the truth. So when someone comes up to you and says, I have 2 dogs at home, you're not initially thinking, what is this person trying to get from me? Why are they telling me this thing? They definitely don't have 2 dogs at home. You just kind of assume, okay, this person has 2 dogs. Now let's continue on with the conversation. What's going on with the dogs? Because if every time someone came up to you and told you something, you immediately didn't agree with them or thought they were lying, society would just be in tumult. But when you connect this with the other psychological concept of confirmation bias, interesting thing where you choose to believe the truths that align with pre-existing.
A federal jury convicted Feeding Our Future founder Amy Bach and restaurant owner Salim Saeed on all charges yesterday. These are new booking photos of the two locked up tonight in Sherburne County as they await sentencing. But the effort to claw back the millions of taxpayer dollars they stole is still happening. Investigative reporter Eric Rasmussen is following that part of
Amy Bach is the founder of the organization that lied and said they fed 91 meals to needy children receiving $250 million. Why, when these immigrants come to this country, one of the first things they want to do is start a nonprofit? Who taught them that? And another thing, I used to live around Africans, and an African man told me how they get down. He told me that they start nonprofits, including churches, and that's how they defraud the government.
You know, Kevin, if you've been following this case, you know the big number, nearly $250 million stolen from a federal program to feed kids in need. And now we're learning more about where that money went and what's being done to get it back. It's a sweet house on a cul-de-sac in Plymouth. Even sweeter online in real estate photos featuring an indoor basketball court. On Wednesday, a jury found Salim Saeed used federal food money to buy the house for $1.1 million. Now it's part of a government portfolio of property seized in the Feeding Our Future fraud investigation across Minnesota, the United States, and even in places such as Turkey and Kenya. A first step in trying to recover nearly $250 million stolen from tax.
Now, I do believe that there are some people in the Somali community that did commit fraud. I do believe that, but I also believe that they are being thrown under the bus. I believe, because it's easier for immigrants to come over here and commit all kinds
of energy. Because when it's time to benefit off these government programs, like housing, all that stuff, they lock other people out. They don't care about nobody else but their own people. So why you yelling allyship now?
And now I'm understanding, and you're going to look at, I hear they ripped off Somalians, ripped off that state for billions of dollars, billions, every year, billions of dollars, and they contribute nothing. The welfare is like 88%. They contribute nothing. I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you. Somebody say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care.
I have a bone to pick with humans, right? Because religion, me and my son, we were having a discussion about religion. And my question is this: how come, I know we live in a Judo-Christian society. I have a question. How come when one Muslim, so the imam was like, Black Americans, they don't even know their dads. And people were like, Islam this, Islam that. How come when the priests do stuff, nobody's like, Christianity this? The Christians. But one Muslim do one thing, God forbid there's a Muslim who's violent. Oh my God. It's a religious war now. We're going to war. How, you know what I mean? Like, why? Can somebody explain that to me? I know we're in a Judo-Christian society. Something about the KKK. So, I met this white lady, and she was like, yeah, I was going to this church in Smyrna, Georgia, which is kind of Atlanta. And she was like, the church was great. She was growing. And she said one day she was leaving, and she's talking like in the parking lot, and she heard somebody say KKK. And she was like, am I hearing things? She was like, am I hearing things? So she asked somebody, what did he just say? And she said the lady was like, he said KKK, And she's like, no, I don't know. But she's from the north. And she said, they were like, yeah, we're the KKK. And she said, what the heck? She said the way she ran out that church, but she looked at me, she said, you know what? The scary thing is that they were police officers. They were lawyers. They were like teachers and doctors. She said, what? Georgia is different. But yeah, so with that being said, people don't be like, well, Christianity and the KKK over there talking about, spare me over for another year after they done hung a black man. What? It was literally like praying to God, asking God for this and that, for blessings after they felt like they were doing what? But nobody's like them Christians. But a Muslim do one thing, it's over. It's the Muslims, they're taking over. The Muslims, that's y'all just wow.
And share the video, subscribe to the channel. And to the first clip, the opening clip there, don't you find it suspicious that mainstream media is not covering a story where a sitting governor, under his watch, 6.5, upwards of $8 billion has gone missing due to fraud, in mainstream media to cover it? Don't you find that suspicious? Let's keep going in this video. Hit the like button.
Now, guys, the Somalis, they are going viral for crying out for help and also condemning the black people or wailing that the black people are not helping. The black community have buried their head in the sand and are watching them as they go through this. And these are the threats from the government, and that is Donald Trump have been recently heard saying that he is going to deport them, the Somalis, and we know that uh, the allegation that have been alleged is that they have been involved in several cases of fraudulent activities in the United States of America. I'm not sure about that, but if they have been found guilty of that, they need to pay for their problems, because at the same time, I will not just uh, have mercy for them just because they are my African community. No, if you are gotten, if you do not respect others, the same way you will not respect yourself or your community. If you cannot respect the American community, which is about prosperity, equality, then you'll not respect the same about the African community or the African and American community, which mostly we try to link on the basis of fighting for justice, and uh, equal equal privileges. And guys, so the problem that uh, the Somalis community did is that they alienated themselves from the African American community, from the Black American community. They say that they are not black, and they have gone viral for saying that they are not black, and those videos are all over the internet. And for that reason, the human being, we do not forget. We keep our memories, especially the black community. They keep memories of what people have done. That is why you have seen that the black communities have been watching uh, as various groups go through pains, especially because of voting in Donald Trump, and burying also their heads in the sand and ignoring the plight of the Black Americans, and also not trying to vote, for the sake of the minor communities. But now the Somalis, they want the black community to start the war, and or to get involved in their own war. And the blacks have said we are not getting into this, because when we needed the numbers, you said you are not black, and you went ahead to give up the reasons for that. And guys, you have also heard how the small communities have gone viral for also making some disrespectful complaints about the African Americans and the Black Americans in the United States. They have called them, they have said they are fatherless. They did not know their fathers. That is a comment that was made by an imam. And no Somali guy or content creator or uh, activist that went viral for trying to defend or to trying to challenge those remarks, but they all went silent, and that is not something that sat well with uh, the black community. They did not like that, and that is why in this time you will see them. They are very silent. They will not talk, no matter how you try uh, to cause an uproar. They will not talk about it. You'll have to go through this by your own, because this is something that even the privileges that you have been trying to seek, they have not been for the good of the entire African American community, but for your own interest. You have always wanted to segregate among yourselves. When you went ahead as the Somali community to endorse Donald Trump, you did it because of your own interest. And now that is why you are facing all these challenges. That is why you have to go through this and pursue by yourselves, because none of the Black American communities want to be part of that. So guys, do let me know what you think about this video. So let's interact on the comment section. And once again, this is your host and presenter, John Unfiltered Stories. Let's meet in my next one.